after you've got your house all right, you got it marketed right, you got an agent, you glow it up, you're probably moving somewhere. So once you got your offer accepted, what's the process? What's the loan process, right?
Yeah, it's really interesting when the loan process and the process to purchase your next home, they coincide and they take care of you. And the first thing during the offer process or the contract, because now your offer became a contract, is the first thing you need to do is you need to ask them for seller disclosures. The seller of your new home, they're going to let you know what are things that are in the house. But we're so good and we are so trustful that we're just going to do that. Well, no, we're not. So instead, you need to ask for a home inspection.
Well, first the earnest money, right? Within 4 days. So the first thing after your offer gets accepted, you want to make sure you get however much money you said you'd put down in earnest.
Yes.
Get it to your agent. They'll deposit either in a brokerage account or with a title company. So then that money will be held in escrow, and it will either go down to the down payment or you'll get it back if you cancel the contract in the right time frame.
Yes.
So earnest money's first.
Earnest money's first. He's totally right. Earnest money's first. Super important to get that. That's how you're showing that you're interested in the house. So if you're giving enough money or not enough money or whatever amount of money that it is, you still need to do this. You still need to give it in the next 4 days, and they still need to, us as agents, we still need to put it either on a trust account. In our case, in Fathom, we do a title company, and then after that, then we go to seller disclosures. Yes, good point.
Getting the money down, and then the seller's going to. So there's a few things in seller disclosures. One's the property condition report, which is super important because they should be telling you everything that was wrong with the property and what they did to remedy it, or if it's still broken.
Yes.
That's just one of the handful of things.
Yes, a lot of people get missed there because we got the seller property disclosures, we're fine. No, we don't. We still need to know if they can sell the house. And we can do that with a title report. And that's the other part of the seller disclosures, when they can really, really sell the house. I've had cases where couples where they were getting divorced. One wanted to sell the house, the other one didn't, and they had a problem with that part. So it's super important to get both of them.
Yeah.
And not that the seller is a bad person, but I think that on a thing as important as buying a home, you do need to be careful and hire a home inspector as well.
Yeah.
After they tell you all the things that happened to their house or all the things that didn't happen but they fixed, a home inspection would be perfect to realize that, yes, it's true, but before them, this was what happening, or after
things
that.
they didn't notice.
Yeah.
I mean, even on new construction, I recommend getting a home inspection.
Yes.
I had a buddy bought a house. I think I might have said this before, but there's no insulation in the attic.
Yeah.
So
there's always a reason why to get an inspector, and I think one of the most important one is peace of mind, to know where you're going, how things are doing, and knowing that it's so much better than not knowing and just trusting, right? I mean, trusting is good, but
is your wiring good? Is your plumbing good? Do the sinks drain faster? The overflow drain faster than it fills?
Yeah.
Are the outlets phased correctly? Is there mold? Has there been moisture damage? Is there radon? Is there meth?
Yeah. A lot of the things that I've seen lately is that because the sinks are modern, they don't have an overflow drain. Like they have just one part, not the next one. And so, you never know. And then you have a kid that just left the water on and now you are flood, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to know little things like that. You want to protect your house.
And there's other important things in the seller disclosures that I just want to bring up really quick, like the CC&Rs and the minutes. If there's an HOA, you want to know what's going on, what the rules are, what you could get busted for, what you can and can't do.
Yeah.
So it's really good to review those.
Yeah, and if you're buying a townhome or a condo or even a property, a single-family home that has an HOA, then it's really important to know those transfers fees. You need to know if they really, who's going to cover that, if it's going to be covered by the seller, is going to cover by the buyer, who's getting that extra money in. Yeah.
So we've got earnest money, we've got inspections and looking over the seller disclosures. The next one is like purely loan stuff.
Oh.
Right? Do not buy anything on credit that you haven't talked to your loan officer about. Because the loan officer, we're going to look at what money do you have coming in and what money do you have going out. So we check that at the beginning, and if you buy anything else on credit, the lender's going to see. And if it affects your monthly payment, you may have bought a car and not a house.
Bye-bye to the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are big purchases like that you don't want. You want your house to be pretty. Still, don't buy that furniture that you want. Wait until you close on the house. Wait until everything is done. And then go ahead, go to RC Willey or whatever you want to go, Ashley or, whatever you want to go. And then go ahead and buy some nice furniture for your house. Right. But not before. Not before.
And make sure your lender knows what's going on, because I've had people who's like, oh, we didn't buy it. But they went to a furniture store, RC Willey, whatever, and they refreshed their credit. And so RC Willey made another pull. Their score changes. Because RC Willey did a pull, I'm going to do another hard pull on your credit to see what is there. That can affect your score. And credit scores, they matter and they don't matter, because they function in 20-point or 40-point blocks depending on what type of loan you're getting. So if you're just above one of those tiers and you do something and it lowers you just below a tier, it can affect your interest rate.
Yeah.
So even if you're like, oh, you can still buy the house, but
or
now
even
your
their
rate changed.
Like when they lower, then
Yeah,
when they ask
programs.
for other things extra or whatever that they need, right?
Yeah, so it can have a big impact on your loan.
Yeah.
So no new credit, but don't necessarily even go look for buying things to put on credit. But the other thing is buying actual items. A lot of times, I've had a lot of friends say, we bought a house. No, you got a house under contract.
Yes.
And there's a difference. So be careful of what you're doing to make preparations for that home.
Yeah. Another of the things you need to be aware is the appraisal time. When is that going to happen? So you can know, we're the ones that usually take care of that. We'll know when the appraisal is, so we can let you know how things are going, if the house is on the right amount of and the right value or not, or how can we negotiate if there's any problems with the appraisal, especially when there's an FHA appraisal or something that they do require certain things like, oh, you have to have, if there's more than 3 steps, then you have to have a rail, or you have to have the roof fixed, or you have to have this or that. Then we want to let you know, and you want to be in the know of what's happening with your house and your process.
And so the lender will order the appraisal on almost every loan out there. The lender's going to take care of that. They may have you pay for it before they order it, but they will order that. And then as far as repairs go, it's really handy to see what the appraiser says is required. Mm-hmm. If they are appraiser required repairs, they must be completed before you can get financing.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you'll have repairs that you want done that aren't necessarily appraiser required repairs, and you can make the sale conditional on those as well. But always talk to your agent, see how important it is, because the home inspector will list everything.
Yes.
And the appraiser will come back with some things. So kind of weigh, all right, well, this would be nice, but we don't need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, I've seen cases where the home inspection comes and it looks like everything is wrong with the house, but every item they usually put them on different colors, and every item is either red or orange or yellow or sometimes even green. And because it's on the home inspection, they want everything to get fixed, and it's not necessary. Nothing's gonna, the house is not gonna fall. There is a couple of things that they need to fix, but it's not everything in there. So yeah.
Big poison. I think it's funny that you're like, the house isn't gonna fall, but we had 2 fall a few years ago. So maybe it will fall.
let's hope not, right? Let's hope not, definitely. So what would be the next step on the process of the purchase?
Don't move your money around. So the lender's going to see where's your money sitting, what money's going to be used for the down payment, and we're going to track that everywhere it goes. And the more places you move it, the more places you're going to have to document where the money was coming from and to. So don't buy stuff, but also once you have your money in a spot and you show the lender, leave your money there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless he tells you to move it.
Don't put your money under the mattress.
Oh, geez, yeah. I was talking to people today. They've got about $10,000 they want to use for down payment. It's in cash.
Yeah.
The problem with that is I can't document that it's their money.
Yeah.
So you make a big deposit in your bank, say, where did it come from? Prove that it wasn't a loan. And the way I prove it wasn't a loan is leaving it there for 2 months and then checking the credit to show that there's no new loan.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So you don't want to wait 2 months more for your house when, it's so close to finish it and have it be your home.
Yeah. So the deadlines in the contract are seller disclosures, due diligence, financing appraisal, and then settlement.
Yes.
So the seller should tell you what's going on, but then due diligence is a great time to check out the neighborhood even more.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, you can drive around. You can check if the neighborhood is what you really think it is. See what schools are near. Check everything. I mean, there's so many things that when we go and see a house for that 30, 40 minutes, even an hour period, if you're like super in love and really meticulous in seeing the house, you can see around. But if you go around, sometimes what happens is that, you didn't even notice and your house is near a street that is really busy. And that is, you have a sensory person in your home and that would be something that would affect them. Then, it's not a good fit for you. We can just decline the offer and say, never mind, we don't want the house. Your earnest money will be back, but we have to have in those deadlines.
Yep.
We have to have deadlines.
So go to the local things you're interested in, schools, churches, library, anything, rec center, and make sure that it fits. This isn't a bad idea to do even before you put a house under contract, but once you get a house under contract, you do have some time to do research.
Yes, to be sure, because you are buying this house.
Yeah.
You just need to be sure. And
you're buying your neighbors, you're buying the school district.
Yes, you're buying everything. So yeah, go for it.
The last thing is patience, right?
Yes. The process takes about 3 to 4 weeks when it's super easy. It can take more. So be patient. Be patient with us. We will let you know what's going on. And if there is any questions, don't hesitate. Just reach out.
Yeah. So, because I, as a lender, I will have tons of questions, and I might have as much questions to make you think, why? Why do you need to know that? But then ask why you need to know, and then know that lenders right now, they're more of a compliance than ability to repay thing. So it's not just how much do you make? Awesome. It's give me your pay stubs, and then I'm going to take your pay stubs and I'm going to say, can I find your employer on a public site? So we'll just Google know where it is. It used to be like, can we find it in the yellow pages? Can we find it in the white pages? And then we need to verify that it exists from a third party. And then we call your employer and ask, hey, how much do you pay him? And that verification of employment needs to match your pay stubs. So we do that with everything. If you submit taxes and your income's from taxes, we'll go to the IRS. And we're all this compliance thing. Because after 2008, they're like, oh, you lenders are sketchy. Prove to us, our end investors, that this is a good buy. So it's not that we don't trust you, but we don't. Just kidding.
So super important. Like if he's asking you for something, it's not because he just decided, what should I ask for today? It's because there is a reason and you want the house. So if you want the house, just go and give him the stuff that he needs.
Right, and I really don't care.
Ask him.
Yeah, what race, color, religion, national origin, sex, marital status, age, identification. I don't care. These are things required for the loan.
Yeah. And asking instead of having the reservation, I'm like, no, why am I gonna give him that? Just ask him and
why do you
give
want
it him. Why do you want it? And he'll let you know, well, the underwriter is asking for this, or because we saw this or that on your credit, and he'll give you the right reason.
Yeah.
And then you can feel at peace, still breathe, and be patient with us.
And you can be upset if you want, as long as you give it to me.
Yes. Yes.
Well, yeah, there's always a reason.
Yep. If you're interested in getting a place and you know that you need to get pre-approved, but you don't know if you can find the right house for you, check our next video.